Alien Romulus sure has gotten a reaction on the internet. From fanboys calling it the best film since Aliens, to the nostalgia slop term being thrown at my boy, and everyone is talking about this movie, from it being absolute garbage to being a masterpiece. So I want to say right now, this film isn't perfect, far from it, but few films rock this hard. It is an incredibly stylistic and fun film with the perfect structure for a filmmaker like Fede Alvarez to take chances and create some of the most fun and unique scenes to ever be put in an Alien film. It's fun, it's spooky, it gets your heart rate going, and best of all, at times, it did get me a little scared. Luckily, I did wear my Alien-themed adult diaper, so I was good. Speaking of films that are good, the Alien series has an insane batting average on the 7 mainline films. I really like 5 of them, and yup, Alien Romulus makes that cut, and once again is a great addition to the series. This, more than any of the other sequels, feels like it is directly building off of the films that came before it, but most of all, Alien. This film takes the original skeletal structure of the first Alien screenplay and uses it. And while that might seem to take away all the external threat because we know how the film Alien works, that's not really true because the individual scenes are so well constructed, you get completely lost in the film, and that is because of the direction. Every scene in this film left me with one word sitting in the back of my mind: choices. Whether it was how the scene was lit, or how the light was integrated into the set, or how the camera would wait on certain empty parts of the ship to create tension, or how the film knew when to ramp up and cut into a close-up on the actors and when to back off and allow us to see the horrors behind them that are slightly out of focus. Throughout every scene, there is so much happening within the frame that it is an absolute treat. And the setup of these scenes and the tension that is built up masterfully. There are about 5 scenes in here that would be the best scene in any other horror movie, but for Alien Romulus, it's just another Tuesday. And around halfway through the film, I thought there's no way it's going to be able to keep up this creative pace throughout it, but not only does it keep up that pace, it ends up culminating in one of the most exciting and genuinely disturbing last acts I've seen in any Alien film. It's genuinely incredible. And that intricate buildup of individual scenes ends up band-aiding some of the weaker aspects of the film because you get so caught up in it. With how much tension there are in these individual scenes, you might forget about the characters that aren't really anything to write home about, or how similar the film is structurally to the original Alien film. But unfortunately, the most horrifying part of the movie isn't something that should be scary. Okay, slight spoilers here. I'm not going to say what character it is that ends up ruining this film somewhat, but if you know the Alien franchise, you're probably going to be able to piece it together, so there's the fair warning. So let's get into it. So, the worst part of this movie is there is a ghoul in this film, and I mean that in the literal sense because the dead speak. Unfortunately, this is easily the worst part of the film, and it's very weird. Once again, we have ran into a Grand Moff Tarkin CGI ghoul in this film, but it's a character that ends up being a large part of the overall film and just won't go away. And I know that deep faking CGI is supposed to make the character feel creepy and artificial, but it ends up creating an unnecessary problem for a completely unproblematic film. I expect this crap in The Flash, not Alien Romulus. Alien Romulus is one of the most unique and exciting Alien films, with great set pieces overall, one of the best final acts in the entire series with great lighting and direction throughout, while also taking some huge creative swings that end up working out extremely well, that it's kinda lame you have to put this asterisk of, hey, it's a really great movie, it's super well done, I loved it, but hey, they use a CGI ghoul. For me at least, that did not fully take away from all of the other stuff that I loved in this film. It is an incredibly well shot and directed film that had me constantly gawking at how beautiful it was and how a film this practical and well directed got through the mainline studio system mostly unscathed. I'm also just a huge Alien fanboy. I love this series, and the choices and unique set pieces of this film were so fun, and I had a blast, and those last 15 minutes are some of the most fun I've had in a theater in the last few years. Romulus rocks, and I'd give it a 7 out of 10. But genuinely, this is one of those videos where I want to hear your thoughts on what you think of Alien Romulus, because the internet is kind of all over the place when it comes to this film, so let me know down below. And I got a lot of other videos in the pipeline if you like Alien, so when those videos come out, I'll see you then. Bye!